If you've been scrolling through endless projector listings, watching side-by-side comparisons and still feel like you're stuck in a loop of, this one has 4K, that one has better speakers, but which actually fits my living room or home office? You're not alone. It's easy to get lost in the hype, especially when every headline promises a cinema-grade experience that sounds too good to be true. I've spent the last few evenings setting up the Vidda C5 Pro Max laser 4K projector in a spare bedroom, a tiny balcony for outdoor movie nights, and even a home office conference space. And I'm here to break down whether the promises line up with real-world use. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about the kind of setup you actually need for a laser projector like this. The Vidda C5 Pro Max runs on a 42 triple color laser module that the manufacturer calls pure laser powered by Qualas. In practice, that means the light source stays bright and consistent over time, unlike traditional lamp-based units that dim as the bulb ages. I ran the thing for a solid 4 hours straight during a weekend binge-watch session, and the brightness stayed rock solid, no noticeable dimming after the first hour. That's a real benefit if you plan to use it for long stretches, say, a movie marathon, or a full-day work presentation. The image quality is where the C5 really tries to sell itself. It boasts native 4K UHD resolution powered by a 0.47-inch DMD chip, and the adaptive optics, with a self-developed Hubble Cinema 7-layer lens claim to keep the picture sharp across the whole screen. In my bedroom, where I threw a 100-inch screen up on the wall, the image held its detail even when I moved to the edges of the frame. Text was crisp, colors stayed vibrant, and the black levels were deep enough that you didn't feel like you were watching through a foggy window. For anyone who wants to turn a modest space into a mini theater, that level of fidelity is a big win. Now, most people think a projector's image is the only thing that matters, but audio can make or break the experience, especially if you're not pairing it with a separate sound system. The Vidda C5 Pro Max comes with dual 8-watt tweeters and dual 10-watt full-range drivers. I tested the built-in speakers by playing a high-energy action movie and a dialogue-heavy drama. The action scenes had enough punch to fill a medium-sized room, and the dialogue stayed clear without needing to crank the volume. For a casual home setup where you don't want to invest in external speakers right away, the built-in audio is surprisingly competent. That said, if you're a true audiophile or planning a large outdoor gathering, you'll probably still want a dedicated soundbar or a set of bookshelf speakers to get that immersive boom. One of the biggest selling points for many modern projectors is the operating system. This model runs an Android system powered by a MediaTek MT9681 quad-core A73 processor, and English is fully supported. In real-life use, that translates to a fairly smooth navigation experience. Plug in a USB drive, launch Netflix, or browse YouTube without the lag you sometimes see on cheaper Android projectors. I also connected it to a wireless keyboard and used it for a Zoom call in my home office. The latency was low enough that I didn't feel any delay between speaking and the image updating, which is crucial for professional meetings. The fact that it's an all-in-one device means you can ditch an extra streaming stick or separate PC for many everyday tasks. But no product is perfect, and the C5 Pro Max has a few hidden trade-offs that matter once you bring it home. First, the throw distance. This projector is optimized for a relatively short throw, which is great if you have a small room, but if you want to project a huge image from far back, you'll need to experiment with placement or invest in a dedicated ceiling mount. I found that moving the unit just a foot closer to the screen increased brightness by about 15%, which is noticeable for darker scenes. Secondly, the fan noise. Laser projectors are generally quieter than lamp-based ones, but the C5's cooling system does kick up a faint whir when the projector is under full load. In a perfectly silent home theater that could be a distraction, though for most living rooms the noise blended into the background. Who should consider buying the Vidda C5 Pro Max? If you're a homeowner or renter who wants a true 4K experience without the hassle of lamp replacements, and you have a space that can accommodate a short throw setup, this projector checks a lot of boxes. It's especially appealing for people who want a versatile device. You can watch movies, stream series, run presentations, and even game on the same machine without swapping cables. Families that enjoy weekend movie nights on a big screen, remote workers needing a reliable display for video calls, and casual gamers looking for a larger canvas will all find genuine value here. Who might want to skip